My name is Marcellus Collins, and we're on the 400 block of Irving Street. And this is the place where I grew up, 440. It was my stepmom, my brother, and my sister, and my dad. I lived here during the early 80s. Used to be home. And this community was a very tight-knit community, which everybody knew everybody's business. And it's been a while since I've been back here. Not too far from here, as you can see, Children's Hospital is right up the street. There's this big field right up the street where we used to play a lot of football, and spent a lot of days there. This neighborhood meant a lot to me. A lot of my old friends used to live here. Just bring back so many memories of good memories, and also, you know, some sad memories as well. But when my dad passed away, it was a turning point in my life of not really having any direction. And unfortunately, I began to sell drugs after that. I moved out of the house, I think probably at the age of maybe 14 or 15, if I'm not correct. Back in the 80s, it was very easy to be able to get into selling drugs. A lot of my friends sold drugs, so I thought, you know, that was the cool thing to be able to do. So I began to actually start off by selling for a friend of mine, and until I was able to get enough money to be able to start selling drugs for myself. And once I started to, you know, make money, and my mindset was a little out of control. I wanted to be able to find that comfort from the streets, from friends of mine, and my very first experience of being able to sell drugs, I mean, I was very nervous. I was scared, and once I began to, you know, start selling drugs and start feeling comfortable and seeing how much money that I was bringing in, I figured that, you know what, this is something that I could be able to do. It became like a lifestyle. For myself. I began to drop out of school, and not too long after, I got incarcerated, and I got sent to Boys Village, and I went through the program, and after I went to the program, I got back into the same thing again. I started selling drugs again, and at this time, I began to be able to get into drugs a little more heavy. I see my personality begin to change. I began to not to really care about anybody. I began to care more about myself. I was like a very angry person all the time. Just a person that just was on a road of destruction to see how much money that I could be able to make. That was just a chance that I was willing to be able to take, to be a part of that type of club. I used to shoot dice, and I got so bad that I would lose maybe $8,000, $10,000, where certain streets will actually come and look for me to try to be able to rob me because I had a reputation of losing so much money. A lot of rivalry at the time. So you definitely had to be aware of what you were doing, because at any moment somebody could rob you and blow your head off.
Never have I left this, never have I wept this, never have I kept this, never have I stretched this, much less it's just me. My heart's been locked. Can I get a key? Unlock depression. Open my chest in. What will you see? This my confession.
This place is really different. Things has really changed in this area. It's been a while since I've been back here. This is one of the spots me and several friends used to sell drugs, which they call a strip. Normally, you know, we would sell drugs back here to people that they would called crackheads. Me and several friends that would sell drugs back here, but everybody knew one another. Some very bad memories back here. Just remember at one point, a good friend of mine passed away out here on the strip, and unfortunately that still wasn't enough for me to stop selling drugs because of the money. Gosh, what, maybe 17 years old at the time. Yeah, 17 years old. And I remember the police officer planting some drugs on me. And he told me, is this your drugs right here? And I said, no, officer, it's not mine. And he said, you're lying. I remember getting arrested. It tore my grandmother's heart. And I remember her coming to jail and bailing me out. Because I remember my mom saying, if you ever get locked up, you best believe I'm not coming to get you. You're going to stay there. And but you would think that, you know, at that moment that would get me to stop selling drugs, but unfortunately it did not.
My Lord, who your son be, drop to my knee. Your love's all I need. It's more than just deeds. It's showing you what you're showing me. And you never stop this, so I got a lot to give.
I remember a time when I was with a friend of mine, and actually it was, I think it was around 9 p.m. at night. And a gentleman had came through the alley, and he hollered at someone else, which one of those guys? Because it was just me and another guy. And the gentleman pointed at my friend, and immediately the guy pulled out a gun and he started to fire shots. A friend of mine, he ran to the left and he jumped the fence and ran into an abandoned house. And that's when I began to run to the right through the alley to try to run home. I ran up these steps here, and a friend of mine who was out here as well, he was in the process of getting robbed himself. And he actually thought that I was inside the door, and I wasn't. And I got my arm jammed in the door. And that's when I saw that there were some guys who were robbing him begin to pull out their gun and start shooting. And they started shooting at the glass. And I don't know how I got inside the door, but I mean, obviously I know now it was God. But I got in the door, I fell down on the ground, and I thought I actually got shot. And I went upstairs and I saw blood. And then that's when I put my hand to my head. And that's when I noticed that, man, okay, I'm bleeding. And I went in the bathroom, and that's when I saw all types of glass particles in my head. This is the alley also where me and several of my friends used to play basketball on the milk carton, and also we used to box back here also. This is the place where a good friend of mine used to live. His parents used to go to church all the time, and he was heavily involved in selling drugs. His father, who was a preacher, used to call him, you know, don't hang out in the back alley. And I think his father was just trying to get him to be able to stay on the right path. But one day, he also, like myself, made that decision, you know, to sell drugs. And unfortunately, he wasn't that lucky. And some guys, you know, got a hold of him and shot him up, and he wound up dying. If it's anything, I mean, it should have been me instead of him, because I mean, he was trying his best. I mean, he was going to church, you know, with his father and everything.
We don't deserve this. You became worthless, so we could be perfect. All through your hurting, laid your life down.
This alley right here is an alley where a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, lost his life. And he was shot, and I guess that they were trying to rob him. Tried to walk out here on the sidewalk right here, and he collapsed and his brains got shattered all over the sidewalk. And I remember, of course, a little later on, you know what, maybe this selling drugs, so-called hobby of mine, it's not working for me. I had a son at the time. I believe he might have been 2 or 3. I wanted to be able to be around, to be able to see him. Some guys were looking to try to be able to rob me. And I think that was the nail in the coffin there. And I made a decision, you know, that I was going to move my family to try to get away from the drug game.